being in this building just brings back all the emotions straight away. So
How often did you fight here? How many times have you fought here?
I fought here 8 times. I'm 8-0 here.
When was the last time?
I fought 5 rounds. Fought a guy from South Korea over 5 rounds here last time for the bantamweight title because Cody couldn't fight. So then, yeah.
Now, what year was that?
February of 2023.
Damn, man. Look at
Yeah.
the year. Look at the year. I'm here with Sean Gauci, and we'll continue that line of thinking there. How has the 18 months been since the last time you were fighting in this building?
Yeah, a lot has changed. Just about my whole life, really, since I fought here last time. I moved from Victoria to Queensland. I moved gyms from Dominance MMA. I still kind of half represent them, but to Ignite Martial Arts. So my whole life's really changed, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I think it was just a new chapter for my fighting career as well. Just moving on from all my health issues and injuries that I had carrying before that, and just gave myself some time off and starting fresh now. I just want to be active and get straight back in there.
Sean, I thank you so much for the time. I won't take too much of it. I know you're here on business, as you always are. You're very, you're a man who's in the thick of the sport. Last time I talked to you, you were down here cornering people from Dominance and people from Ignite, so it's always a pleasure. The Anthony Drillich fight. You and I talked about it. I said it was a rumor. You said I started the rumor, and I did not disagree. That's a fight that was so long in the pipeline. We're on the other side of it now. Did that fight live up to everything you thought it would be?
Yeah, I mean, I think because of the stage and because of the stakes of the fight, maybe it was a bit underwhelming for people. I think if you put that on any card on the Australian scene, regional scene, it was a good fight. You know, it wasn't like Harry Webb, Kevin Cophamel type fight, but it was a good technical fight with 2 of the best guys in the country, and to be honest, in the region. So, yeah, it was a good fight, and it lived up to the expectations for myself. I would have liked to fight over 5 rounds, especially at that level of opponent. I would like that, but over 3 rounds, I think it was okay. It was a good fight. Yeah.
I've seen you kind of throughout the week. We've shared some words. You unfortunately doesn't come away with the contract. You don't need any reminding of that. How is that? And I say that because you've talked to me about how people are coming up to you and they're all apologetic. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. How is that though? Like, how was it to obviously not achieve what you wanted?
Look, sitting on the chair, it was difficult, not gonna lie. But it is what it is. Yeah, like I said to you earlier in the week, everyone's coming up to me as if it's like a funeral, and everyone's like, "I'm so sorry," you know. For me, I won. I'm still in a really good position right now, and the UFC thinks that too. They're not like, "Oh, we're not interested in this kid anymore," you know. It's just like, I just maybe have to show something that they want to see, and everything they do is calculated. They're not like silly. So they put Anthony and I on there to get into the UFC. It's not like they put us on there to just have us on there. Okay, so there's method to their madness, and I'm sure something's going to come up.
I wanted to ask about that, and you touched on it there, where you said, like, they haven't tossed you aside. It's not like, oh, goodbye, Sean Gauci. They haven't forgotten about you. So it's not dead conversation. It's not like you haven't heard from them. Have they spoken to you about anything? Has there been any feedback from the fight?
No feedback necessarily. Like, look, I think everyone who has had contact with the UFC matchmakers know they're pretty straightforward. They're pretty blunt, right? So you're not going to get a freaking paragraph of, oh, Sean should have done this and this and this and this. Nah. But we've heard maybe some stuff that I can't talk about, but like just some potential stuff in the pipeline that hopefully we'll see if it lines up. I don't know, maybe. I can't say much. I don't know what I can and can't say. It's not like I'm not in or anything like that. It's just there's some stuff in the pipeline that could potentially happen. Yeah.
You're not in, but like you're not out.
Yeah, exactly. It might be a +1, you know. Exactly. Yeah.
Talking about that, you injured your hand in the fight. You posted those X-rays. That obviously would affect a potential comeback. How is the hand? How is the recovery?
Yeah, the hand's really good. I've got 6 weeks, probably 6 weeks left until I can start hitting pads and maybe hitting the bag gently. And then another couple of weeks after that before I can spar and let it go, you know, let it go free. So, yeah, early next year I'll be fine. I'll stay fit. I've had my couple of weeks of enjoying good food, and now I'm kind of getting back into my training. Lots of running, lots of lifting. I'm just going to take this chance now to get strong. It's one thing I've always wanted to kind of work on during my career is like a proper strength and conditioning phase. I've never done that really, so I'm going to focus on that for the next 6 weeks.
Do you think the next time people see Sean Gauci fight, is it in Australian cage? Is it in a Hex, another company?
It definitely could be. It'll be with Hex if I fight in Australia. 100%. I'll only fight for Hex at this point. But I'd like to fight on the international scene. I think I've done enough on the national scene and the Australian scene to warrant a fight on the international circuit, especially at the weight class that I'm in. I don't think there's many options for me, to be honest, in Australia. Both the guys that I should be fighting fight for a different promotion, and there's a lot of political stuff that goes along with that. So I don't think I'd be able to fight Frank or Drilich on the regional scene. So who else really is there for me to fight right now? There's a couple of young guys that are coming up. They'll probably be really, really good in 2 or 3 years. But right now, I need to get the ball rolling. I'm not getting any younger, So yeah.
And I won't necessarily. I'll ask you your thoughts on some of those international things. Nothing you say is going to be like gospel. I'm fighting here in this, but flyweight's a division that there's a really solid kind of scene throughout Asia. That's kind of where those guys get to play and get a chance to show off their skills. Is that maybe a region you're looking at? Maybe the next time we see you fight, you're fighting in Asia?
Yeah, that is a region that we're looking at. I mean, yeah, it's just really Australia that has a small kind of circuit for flyweights. But internationally, even America, Africa, they've got a lot of flyweights too. So it's just going international now, finding my options. And I mean, if Hex really want to have me back on, then I'm sure they would look at some good Asian flyweights or African, wherever, and bring him in for me as well, international. So happy to do that as well.
Now, on a lighter note and a more personal note, you went over to America on business. However, you got a chance afterwards. You went around the country with your lovely partner, now fiance. Congratulations. What was more nerve-wracking, the fight or the proposal?
The proposal, 100%. The proposal, man. I was shitting bricks. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I forgot what to say when I went onto one knee. In my head, this is how anxious I am. I was thinking, do I ask her to be my fiance or do I ask her if she wants to marry me? So I just kept, luckily I chose the right one, but I was very nervous for that. And like I said, Dana said no, but she said yes, so couldn't be happier about that. Would have been a disaster if she said no too, huh?
2 no's would be right, brother. Back-to-back no's would be rough. It looked a beautiful spot. Where did you end up? Was it Lake Michigan?
It was Lake Michigan, yeah. A place called Saugatuck. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but in Michigan, which is kind of north. Beautiful spot. So couldn't be happier with it and how it went.
Was it? I'm assuming some planning went into it. But was it like? Did you know that's where you wanted it to be?
Yeah, I did. Once the Contender Series fight got confirmed, my fiance Demi, she's very close with her sister Chelsea. Chelsea lives in Michigan, and we strung that together, and that's it.
I talked to fighters who are engaged, who are going on with the other big things in life that are outside of fighting. But fighting can be a crazy game. You can't make plans with some fighters a month in advance because they don't know what's happening. Has that been a conversation you've had to have with your fiance about, like, we can't plan the wedding yet because I might get the call?
Yeah, not necessarily a conversation we've had.
It's the first she's hearing about it now?
Yeah, so you're probably going to get me in trouble. Look, she supports me, and I think we'll be able to find a date that works. It's not overly complicated. If something happens and it's an amazing opportunity, we'll have a conversation. And that's all it is. It's about being open and having conversations and compromise. Okay.
That's the key to all relationships, and this is about conversations. Yeah, exactly. Sean, I thank you so much for the time. It's always a pleasure to speak to you, my friend. Welcome back to Melbourne. It's always good to have you back, and go enjoy cornering.